but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Throttle Freaks Racing League, Season 5, Race 10, the conclusion, the finale. It's going to be exciting. Here we are at Circuit MAGNY. This circuit is a 2.74 mile, 15-turn circuit in MAGNY, France. Right now, temperatures at 30 degrees Celsius, 89 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm Richard Swindells. In the booth with me tonight, Stephen Kernick. Producing, as always, Rob Campbell. Welcome, Stephen.
Buona di! Hello! Welcome! Oh man, I'm so amped for tonight because we're in for a race and a half, season conclusion, championships on the line, and quite frankly, times have been incredibly close in practice. I'm ready for this, Richard. This is going to be an awesome one.
Yeah, we've got 15 minutes of qualifying underway right now, then the 45-minute race, Stephen. Drivers have already had 2 hours of practice. Let's see, what do you think is going to happen tonight?
Well, it's a difficult circuit, and as we saw, there's not a lot of incident points to play with, so drive-throughs are on the cards. We've so far seen a couple of people scoring black flags, just getting out of the pits here at MAGNY, but also with the championship literally just 11 points between some of the drivers. Josh Urchinski has got everything to win, but everything to lose. Taking a look at our championship points, however, it's Josh Urchinski in first place. Travis Newsom on 399, 11 points behind. It takes one bad corner for Joshua, and he can lose out that first place. Tyler Cato sitting 4 points behind his own teammate. He has an opportunity to go for the top. David Bush III, Matt Sheriff, Herbert Pineda, Caleb Lehman, Jay Saffey, Brett Thurman, Jeff Evans, William Fenson, Tyler Kraft, and Willie Brennan. I mean, this is what our pro is looking like. Everyone has an opportunity to climb up through the order.
Yeah, and then we also have our Pro-Am Championship. Felix Feliz in a good close battle, actually, with Seb Gauthier. Jason Park, he's about 27 points back. Hey, about exactly 27 points back from Seb. Colin McKenzie's had a solid season. He's in fourth. Dale Peterson, Kevin Bergquist rounding out your top 6. Jack Polyak, Andrew Venara, Jacob Figner, Andrew Trickett, James Hand, Pete Mejia, Andrew Ellis, and Sean Provo all in there. But right now, it looks like it's a battle for second and third. Remember, folks, you cannot drop this week in the points.
And that being said, we've got our AM where David Morse is at the top looking to score the championship. He's got Caleb Selner, 24 points behind him. Cesar Jimenez sitting 7 points behind Caleb. He's got an opportunity to go for the silver as well. I mean, these are just incredibly tight for our top 3. And I can't wait. We've got Ian Cabana, Neil Alexander, Chris Lum, David Jensen, Barry Cochran, Andy Mills, Justin Welsh, Jordan Walker, Doug Evans, Matt Mars, and Jacob Wagner rounding out the field. We've had an incredibly packed season, and now it's coming down to this. Even the team championship is close.
Yeah, I-75 Motorsports kind of been dominating, especially the last half of the season. The two teammates working well together, but the race for second is certainly up for grabs. We got Riot Motorsports North, Madworks Lunatics, close battle. Fourth place, we got SRT White, SRT Purple. And yes, and with them is Crikey Motorsports and SRT Black in a tie for sixth. So, you know, lots of at stake here. I-70 Motorsports pretty much got it wrapped up, but there's a good battle for second. There's a good battle there for sixth place. So we'll see what happens after tonight.
It's been an incredible season thus far, but it comes down to this. Round 10, MAGNY out in France, and drivers ready to give it. They've been around some of the most difficult circuits on the iRacing service, but now onto a track that's not often used since it's come out. And the drivers are going to have to really think out of the box. It is a technical course. You can't really get past everyone. A lot of follow the leader, but one mistake, you can see how close those walls are to the track. It takes one little mistake and you can land up in a big bang. You've also got some tight corners, very reminiscent of what Hockenheim is, where it's a 90-degree bend. You've also got the chicanes that can leapfrog your cars, as we see the coming through into the final corner, where you can score incident points in a heartbeat. I mean, this is going to be a mad race to the line. Josh Chinsky currently holds the top of the leaderboard with 136.8. Jay Staffy sitting in second place. Tyler Cateau along with Travis Newsom sitting in fourth. Seb Gutierrez in fifth. I mean, we're in for a proper run. And so far, we got 23 cars that have managed to qualify. Unfortunately, Colin McKenzie, the only driver that is yet to put a time on the board.
Yeah, so far so good. 24 drivers. I think we started the season out with close to 50, but 24 making the final week. So then we're going to have a few week break before we start up with season 6. So get your registrations in if you want to join here with Throttle Freaks, which I highly suggest you do. If you like GT3 racing, this is the place to be, folks. Throttle Freaks have been broadcast by Racer Nexus since their inception.
And we cannot forget the also new season starting up of Porsche Cup Racing. That I'm personally looking forward to. Throttle Freaks going not only just the GT3s, but also getting some Cup Racing. That's going to keep things rather tight as well. But that being said, we're down to the last 13 seconds of the race. Joshua Chinsky currently top of the leaderboard. Hasn't been able to improve his lap time of that 136.8. Jay holding on, trying to close up the gap. But it's coming down to this. One last race to go for the championship. And the pressure is on, up and down through the order. So with that being said, we'll be right back after the commercial.
Masker can't defend. He's got the outside line for the second part, and he can't hold on. Going the long way around. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead as they all come to the line. Who is going to take it in the end? And here comes Lockwood. He's going to make the move to the outside.
Haven't got the live timing link up and go. And we are back, folks. It's gonna be an interesting one. Joshua Chinsky, Travis Newsom sitting at 1-2 with Jay Staffy currently holding on for that third place. Couple of drivers just trying to get the last of their laps in to try and see if they can move up the leaderboard. However, it is gonna be game, set, match, as it's time to go racing. We saw Felix Feliz out there with his Mustang. He's looking to have a great and solid run. I mean, Richard, we're in for a race and a half here. The pressure is on, and just looking into the virtual pits, going and seeing the discussions out on the Discord, everyone is ready for tonight, but there is that hint of tension in the air.
Oh, for sure. I mean, yeah, some championships may look like they're kind of well decided, but it's a no drop points week. So somebody has an early incident, they may look like they're in contention, but it could be all over. So you got to finish, and you got to finish strong tonight at MAGNY. Here we are, though. We've got the starting grid. Starting on pole tonight, P1, Joshua Chinsky, Travis Newsom in P2. Row 2, we've got Jay Staffy with Felix Feliz. Starting row 3, P5, Tyler Cato and Brett Thurman. Row 4, we've got Jared Keane and Seb Goche. And rounding out your top 10, David Bush III and Jason Park.
Looking at row 6, it's Jacob Fickner and Cesar Jimenez rounding out on P12. Row 7 is Sean Provost, along with Ian Cabana chasing him down. Looking at row 8, we got Colin McKenzie out in the Acura. Dale Peterson in P16. Row 9, we sit with James Hand and Matt Schiff in the new set of liveries tonight, so it's good to see him out there. Jack Polyak in P19 with P20 Neil Alexander.
We got more, though, folks. In 21st, got Kevin Berquist and Andy Mills in 22nd. And rounding out tonight's field, Justin Welch and David Morse.
A rolling start to get some temperature in the brakes and tires. Richard, this is exciting. It's come down to the wire, and everyone looking to move forward. Also, a tribute livery being pulled in tonight as well. And this is absolutely wonderful, and this is what we love to see, and what we've been seeing all season long. Everyone looking to move forward, and there's the M&M livery being utilized in late memory of our fallen NASCAR driver. Unfortunately, Mr. Bush going and passing away recently, but going and showing the M&Ms can still fight it out, and what a better way to have it than on a Chevy.
Yeah, certainly rather unfortunate news, unexpected news last week, but Lunatic Racing putting on that fabulous livery there in honor of Kyle Busch. But here we are, week 10, season 5, the grand finale, Manicor, and we got the full pace lap tonight, so the drivers have no excuse not to get those tires warmed up, and the broadcasters and producers no excuse not to be ready for this race start.
Well, one thing they've also got to remember is this is also going to burn some of the fuel as well. Instead of those short pace laps that you can work out, well, this is going to burn a little bit more than planned. So sometimes lifting and coasting might not be a bad idea. And instead of leaving in second gear, try and maybe push it up a couple of gears as well, just to run things out a little bit further. I wonder if fueling is going to be the trick yet again. But looking at the front, you've got two drivers that are ready to go at one another. Joshua Chinsky and Travis Newsom are going to brawl them on the start.
Yeah, I think so. And I think it will be fortunate if they don't pass the pace car the way they're going now. These two drivers really antsy, ready to go. Jay Steffi sitting there in third place. He looks like he's ready to pounce. Jay looking for a little better luck on the fueling strategy. So we'll see how he shows us tonight. As always, Jay, love the livery, love the text. We're getting a nice close-up here. We caught it last week. We gave a little bit of show up there this week. So right now we're coming around through, just coming up to turn 9, a little bit of a hairpin corner, but 17 corners on this circuit. Gonna be a little bit more time to heat up these tires.
all about trying to get some heat into the tires and brakes, because turn 1 is never easy. And don't count out Felix Feliz. He's out in 3rd place. So far, the SGE Esports trying to represent the team and also get the team to rejoin, be part of the show for next season, but is the only front-engined car in the top 5. If you take a look at it, it's Porsche, it's Chev, and he is the only one sitting with that Mustang. A little bit further down, Brett Thurman, Bad Santa, is in 6th place. He's going to be keeping an eye on where to get the jump, but there's not many front-engine cars amongst the mid-engines.
Yeah, that's a little different than what we see in some other GT3 leagues, and certainly in this one even. I think that's just a matter of the drivers who stuck it out till the end. Most of them preferring the mid-engine cars, but Felix Feliz, and no stranger to that Ford Mustang, and I think he's going to give it a good run, as is Brett Thurman. Front engine, a rear-wheel drive, classic.
And a best soundtrack out of them all being the big V8. However, coming around the last little bit, it's gonna be nose to tail, side by side. Our safety car moves out of the way. It is on looking to the green flag as we go. Lights on and away we go. Joshua Chinsky quickly out the box, going and closing off Travis Newsom, trying to stop him from getting by. Felix Feliz going and dropping a little bit back as Jay getting a phenomenal run, holds on to 3rd place.
Yeah, Jay Steffi having a great launch, but right now, top 6 drivers are where they started. Nose to tail, folks. Seb Goche making a move in 7th. He's past Jared Keane. Now we get a little battle with Tyler Cato getting by Felix Feliz. Right now, though, big jump so far. Joshua Chinsky holding up Travis Newsom. Travis Newsom around the outside. Chinsky on the inside. Going up on the curbs there, we see Felix Feliz and Jay Steffi tucking it up in behind. So far, so good. We've had a little bit of an incidents in the background. I think we may have had Jack Polyak, Neil Alexander, perhaps Justin Welsh getting involved in it. But for the most part, it looks like everybody else is getting through cleanly. Nobody's had to go into the pits. So far, so good, Stephen.
All looking great, but that tight hairpin definitely went and caused a bit of a concertina and checked up a few cars. As we see Tyler trying to hang on to the top 4 at the moment. It is nose to tail. He sees his teammate is under a bit of pressure as well. Jay trying to keep a close eye on them, but Joshua Chinsky not pulling away. It looks like the chef going and facing a bit of understeer early on as he's trying to get some drive out of the car. But Travis Newsom, every time closing up under braking, and you could see the Porsche not hanging around. Joshua having to keep an eye on the rearview mirror and properly going and mounting the curbs as he comes through. Brett Thurman onto the back of Felix Feliz. He's giving a great shot. Unfortunately, we got a spinner in the back.
Jason Park has gone off. Oh, Jason in a tough spot to be, too. You can't really get out of there without waiting for the rest of the field, and that he is done. But Jason Park dropping like a stone, down 14 positions.
Bit of an Austin Powers to try and get himself going, but wow, to keep it out of the wall there, well done. I think many of car parts have been left to the sideline, but let's take a look at it, where the Ferrari got a little bit of upset over the curbing. So bouncing over the curbs, and you can see that little lift in the air, the steering lightens up. He was able to just floor it to try and get out of the way of the racing line. Well done on that one. But man, oh man, I'm sure there's a couple of drivers that definitely took a deep breath there.
Yeah, that's not, I mean, it's a very common spot for that to happen, unfortunately. Take a look at replay, a little bit of racing action here going on between Andy Mills down the inside. And oh, big jump there. Is that, I'm not sure who that is. That's Justin Welsh. A little bit of damage there to the front bumper of Justin Welsh, and that's rather unfortunate this early into the race. We're going back on board with Justin, see what happened here. Justin following along behind Andy Mills. He's diving up the inside a little bit too late on the brakes and just missed his braking marker, and he sent Bergquist flying. Kevin Bergquist taking a little bit of a hit to the back end of that Ferrari.
I do want to point out that Justin Welch has got a curb eater on the side of the car and definitely did exactly that. But with that being said, it's going to be a little bit of work to the cars. Jason Park, unfortunately, needing to play a little bit of catch-up. But Kevin Bergquist is going to be feeling it most certainly on the car. and also picking it up on the steering as well. So it's going to be a bit of hard work for him tonight. But so far, Joshua Chinsky starting to open up the gap a little bit more. But Seb Gauthier having to fight out against Jared Keane. The SRT team are not holding back against one another, and they can't because David Bush III holding in 9th position at the moment, looking to try and close up as he does see the fighting duo fighting out for 2nd and 3rd in class for our Pro-Am. But man, oh man, David Bush III not hanging around. He wants to close up on them and see if he can get involved in the fight.
Well, that's for sure. David Bush III, a long-time member here at Throttle Freaks, showing some decent pace tonight. Starting 9th, he is in 9th, falling along behind the SRT cars. SRT, always a great crowd, great representation here as drivers and teammates. Taking a look back a little further, Cesar Jimenez sitting in first in the amateur class right now, having himself another solid effort after last week's solid effort. So one of the I-75 Motorsports drivers, this is one of the reasons this team has been dominant. We've got the 2 pros up front, and Cesar Jimenez having himself a fabulous season as well.
Absolutely been an incredible one for him, and gently moving up through the order. He's also been rather happy about, but fastest lap coming in, a 136.6 by Joshua Chinsky, just trying to get that little bit more pace. Felix Feliz fastest in his class with a 137.8, but take a look at Matt looking down the inside. Can he get it done? Backed out of it into turn 1, but definitely showing his nose, and Caesar's got to be rather careful here as Metchev not going to be holding back on him, and James Hand also lurking in the back. He's seeing where he can get a little bit more of an advantage and send the Mobile 1 McLaren up on the inside.
Yeah, nice to see James Hand back with the in-car camera for our viewing pleasure, folks. James Hand always driving that McLaren, always doing us proud. So James Hand right now currently having himself a decent day. He's in 15th place, up 2 positions, battling along with Matt Scherf. In behind them, Ian Cabana down a couple of positions, but looking to close up a little bit on that gap. You take a look at those curbing. You got to use most of it, but you use too much of it, and you're going to get yourself airborne, and it's hard to steer when there's no tires on the ground, Stephen.
Well, ask Jason Park that one, because he most certainly felt it. Colin McKenzie out in the Acura, also known as the Honda. I've been calling it that all season long, and I'm not going to change that. Jacob Fichtner behind him, Caesar trying to close up, but Colin doing everything he can to make up a little bit of ground, but also one little lift, and he's into an entire train that will be going in attack. And the Acura, unfortunately, not the best around this circuit, and it's going to require a little bit more effort compared to the rest of the pack.
Yeah, well, so far it's going to take a little more effort, but speaking of efforts, Colin McKenzie at 5 positions so far. Biggest new shaker, but take a look at James Hand here. James Hand getting past Matt Scherf, going to the inside. A little bit of rubbing there. That little Kyle Busch livery, I think we've got going on. Oh no! That looks like Cesar Jimenez sideways, standing him backwards. I think that was Cesar Jimenez, if I'm not mistaken, looking at the livery. Yeah, that's that I-75 Motorsports car. Pulling it off. It looks like he's got some severe damage. His day looks to be done.
Well, he got T-boned by one of the Riot cars, and let's take a look at it, where the Porsche just slipped out, and man oh man, here comes Jason Park. If you think your day couldn't have got any worse, you saved it from the wall, you come around the corner, and it is blind. As you can see through the right, he does try to get going, and it might not be Jason Park. It looks like that might be Colin McKenzie that's into the dirt. Could it be the little Acura that took it? It might actually be Ian Cabana that took the impact up against Cesar Jimenez. But I just want to point out, getting split down the middle, that is so impressive. Oh man, it's just painful to see the impact.
Yeah, Dale Peterson, it looks like it was. I think it was Ian Cabana touched him, and then Dale Peterson hit him solid. And unfortunately for those drivers, their day is over, folks, and that's not what you want to happen on race-ending week. Kevin Berquist, right now from Team Crikey Esports in 17th place. It looks like he's lost his teammate, or at least lost him for the most part. He's at 4 positions, having that battle with Jason Parks. So these two drivers, both accustomed to being maybe a little bit further up than they are right now, but having themselves a good battle, trying to make the best of it here, folks. We're on lap 6. We're 9 minutes into this 45-minute race.
I do want to point out the Riot Motorsport having the writing on the nose, where it says "Don't die." I think that might not have been the right writing to have on the car at that point. As Jason Park's able to move up ahead of Kevin Bergquist, he's slowly but surely recovering after that earlier spin, but now it is just a chase up through the line. Tyler Koto on the bottom right, trying to move up to 3rd place. He's got Jay just ahead of him. He's hunting down to see where he can get past on the inside to try and join up with his teammate Travis Newsom. Whoever of the 3 is able to get past Joshua Chinsky and move him, shuffle him down the order, will be taking the championship in the pro. So it's all about trying to close up that huge gap he's managed to open up. 3.5 seconds, but as we've seen in the past, one wrong pit stop call can close that field up. It can cost you positions, and it will land you up in a world of hot water. Seb Gertier up 2 positions. He holds the fastest lap in the Pro-Am time, going after Felix Feliz. We have got battles everywhere around the circuit, and so far we haven't even hit the halfway mark.
Yeah, it's been a lot of excitement, a lot of exciting action, and that's what you want to see on a final week of the series where there's so much at stake. Nice to see Jay Steffi running so well up in 3rd. It's been a trying season for Jay, and he's doing well in the finale. David Bush, the 3rd, having himself a solid effort. He's where he started in 9th, but falling along behind Jared Keane right now. He's kind of in a little bit of a gap here. He's got Colin McKenzie about a second behind him. Jared Keane just over a half second ahead. So got about a lineup of about 6-7 cars right now, all within drafting range of each other. Steven, it's gonna be interesting to see how this race progresses.
And Jacob Fichtner also trying to get a solid drive in his Mercedes, see if he can get past the Acura. And this is a circuit that when you start the race, you feel fine. When you start getting about 20 minutes into it, you pick up the rhythm. But when you get halfway through, you starting to feel tired. You now trying to think, maybe I can go a little bit faster into the corners. You start getting a little too overconfident. This is a circuit that slowly wears you down without you knowing it. And it takes one little mistake to go and pick up an incident point, jump the car wrong, or land up burning through your tires a little too quickly. That will land up throwing you down the field as well. And remember, they did a full pace lap first time of the season, and that means fueling is going to be another part of the key strategy here. Most drivers tend to forget about what a full lap fuel looks like, and sometimes it puts you on a bit of an odd one, where instead of using a full lap, you're using 0.5 more than what you expected, just because you were sitting behind the safety car. I mean, these are little things that really goes and throws your strategies into, well, disarray at this stage. Tyler trying to move forward on Jay, but we also got Jared Keane, who's trying to protect himself from David Bush III. I mean, little silos, little fights happening, but who has got the stamina to keep running right through to the end? Who's going to be able to push that little bit further? It's Joshua Chinsky. He's long since gone, but there's a lot of marbles out on the circuit that can cost him time.
Yeah, that's for sure. And Jay Steffi continuing to split the I-75 Motorsports drivers. So right now, Joshua Chinsky, Travis Newsom, Jay Steffi, Tyler Cato, those are your top 4. But Joshua Chinsky, as you said, has checked out. He's saying, hey, I know I've got this championship lead in hand, and I just want to like solidify this. Let's make no doubt. Chinsky, so far, being dominant this evening.
And utilizing every inch of the circuit. If you paid for it, you're going to use all of it to try and make your way through. But take a look. Pro-Am fastest lap, Jared Keane, who's holding 3rd place in the Pro-Am. He's trying to catch up and make a little bit of time. Brett Thurman just splits him and Seb at the moment, but he's on a solid run. Andy Mills leads out the Am with David Morse and Cesar Jimenez holding on to third place for our Pro-Am. We are seeing little fights happening, but the SRT team going and helping each other out just to pull each other a little bit further up the order. But I'm just amazed. Joshua's lap time down to a 136.1. We might see a 135 here, which is quicker than what anyone's done in qualifying as well. So we've seen some really impressive lap times coming in, and drivers not giving an inch right now. They're going to keep pushing right to the end. Neil Alexander heading back onto the track. That is good to see. He's out in 21st position. But Kevin Bergquist, let's see what happened to him out in the Ferrari for the Crikey Esports team. Remember, they're in the fight for the team championship. Out breaking himself through the hairpin, runs a little wide. Was able to keep it all in check. So Kevin Bergquist, not seeing anything going too awry at the moment. And I think possibly might have just been taking a little bit too much curbing that's cost him a fair chunk of time.
Yeah, while that's going on, David Morse back up 5 positions to second in class. So our amateur leader, from what I understand, they had to take that car down to the bare chassis, Steven, this week, rebuild it from the ground up, load all new hardware, all new software. They weren't sure how it was going to shake out today, but so far so good for David Morse.
Absolutely wonderful to go and see how he's been going all season long, and every time we've had a chat to him, it's always been taking it race by race, not going and worrying too much about it. And I do want to report Dale Peterson, after T-boning a car, is back out on track, which is a positive sign for a number of drivers. He's back in the pits. He's back in the pits. Okay, well, maybe this is the routine pit stop now, because as he's up on the jacks, that's going to be tires changed, but Dale Peterson was out for a lap.
Yeah, it was nice to see he got out. Maybe there's a little more damage he had to take care of, but Jay Steffi continuing to hold off Tyler Cato. This battle's going on. That lets Travis Newsom about a second half up the road, but so far, second, third, and fourth up for grabs. Josh Oczynski kind of checked out now. He's 5.5 seconds up on Travis Newsom. Meanwhile, back in the mid-pack, Colin McKenzie sitting in 10th, continuing to have a solid effort. He's up 5 positions. David Bush to third, and next on the agenda, he's half a second up the road.
It's absolutely great. David Bush the third now pulling into the pits, so he's opting to get a pit stop done in dust. 28 minutes and 30 seconds remain of this race, and we're starting to see more drivers considering their options here. So David Bush the third pulls into the pits. That's going to allow Colin McKenzie to move up. We did see Colin was able to get the fastest lap in his class, so if he can carry that towards the end, it's going to be a great one to see if he can push a little bit more. But Brett Thurman, Bad Santa, 7th position. It's running 5th in class at the moment, trying to defend against his own team right behind him, and also try and close up to Seb further up. This is going to be a tough time for Brett Thurman, because there is no love lost between the SRT team. Everyone looking to have a solid fight up through the order. Kevin Bergquist opening up the door, allows Dave Bush to come through, and now it is just a follow the leader between. But David Bush III, after that pit stop, is racing right to the end.
Yeah, Dave Bush III jumping into the pits early, obviously thinking that was his best strategy to get by and get on with it. Taking a look at James Hand here. James Hand up 5 positions. A solid day for James. 12th position overall in the Mobile 1 McLaren.
And right behind him, Matt Sheriff is not making it any easier to go and really give it everything he can. I'm sure James Hand's hoping for far better luck compared to the McLaren Formula 1 team right now. But Matt is keeping the pressure on, keeping his finger on the pulse at the moment, and not making it any easier between the two of them. I mean, the Madwork Lunatics have been on a roll this season to stay in the fight, but you can see how Matt using every inch of the circuit to try and close the distance down to James Hand to see if he can make it work out. However, It's going to be a hard run for both drivers. They're burning up the fuel, they're burning those tires, and also the question is, how many people have gone and flirted with the track limits? Because I've been seeing a lot of going rather offline more than once, and the track limits, there is room, but not a lot of it.
Yeah, especially down at the pit straight, you certainly got a lot. You can be totally out on that AstroTurf and get away with it. James Hand obviously has better strategists in his GT3 McLaren than the F1 McLaren team had this weekend in Montreal, but up with Felix Feliz here. Felix is down one position on the day, but still holding the Pro-Am lead now, 5th place overall. Seb Gauthier in 2nd place in Pro-Am, saying, okay, Felix, enough of this. I really want to get a piece of first here. I want to be on the podium. I want to be on the top spot. 2nd is not good enough. So these two, closest battle right now on track, and it's a battle for top spot in Pro-Am.
Absolutely incredible stuff, and Seb really trying to go late on the anchors, mounting the curves, doing everything he can to close the distance to Felix Feliz at the moment, but just not having the top end to fight against the Mustang. I mean, this is just a battle left, right, and center. And one mistake from either of these two is going to bring Jared Keane and Colin McKenzie into the fight as well. So they've got to be really close and aware of, if they foul each other up, well, it doesn't take long to have a Chev and an Acura closing up on them in a rate of knots.
No, it definitely doesn't. We take a look a little bit in the background here. Colin McKenzie applying some pressure to Jerry Keane. And right now, Colin McKenzie and Andy Mills, they are tied for our biggest mover and shaker. Colin McKenzie on board in the Acura Honda, having himself a solid race. Actually, a solid season. The best season yet, I think, for him in Throttle Freaks. And nice to see Colin McKenzie always representing Acura, the only Acura driver, and applying pressure to Jared Keane. We're, over 20 minutes into this race, lap 13. We're going to go about 28 laps tonight, folks. All depends on how fast Josh Oczynski keeps the pace up at the head.
Yeah, opening a 7-second gap is not an easy feat to do around this circuit, but he's got to maintain it the whole way through. But Colin McKenzie keeping the pressure on Jared Keane, looking at that 3rd place, going, right, what do I need to do to try and make it work? Brett Thurman is also right at the back of him. He's holding on to 9th, and don't count him out. For an overall position, Brett's going to be chasing him down left, right, and center, and can also provide a bit of backup, because it is Colin McKenzie stone alone amongst an SRT team that can go and back him up, throw him further down the order, and make things a little bit more difficult. I mean, this is where having teammates is rather beneficial, because they're able to feed you that information of where they are on circuit, what they can do, but also apply that little bit of pressure to see if they can cause maybe the others to lose a little bit of grip, lose a little bit of concentration. Jason Park, however, from a spin, dropping down to 24th with a 3-second gap, back up to 16th overall, and now trying to apply pressure to Andy Mills for 15th. I mean, he's been on a stellar drive on the way back, especially after a bit of a disastrous start.
Yeah, he's certainly trying to make the claw back up to the top. It's going to be tough to get anywhere significant, but doing his best effort anyways. And he's following along right now behind Andy Mills, our amateur leader. Andy Mills, a solid effort, up 7 positions and holding off right now. I mean, the next person behind him is David Morse. He's the only person on the same lap as him in his class. So Andy Mills really looking strong here for a victory tonight in amateur. Jason Park really flying, trying to apply pressure, trying to get those moves done. But unfortunately, Jason Park 9th in class and sitting there right now in 16th position.
Can we also point out the never say die attitude that's coming out? We've got Dale Peterson, who after the T-bone back out on track. Cesar Jimenez, who got folded over and turned his Porsche into a bit of a U. He's back out on track. Ian Cabana, after the little bit of a clip, he's back out on track. The only driver that hasn't returned to the circuit is Justin Welsh after that well, spearing down the inside. But 3 cars that looked a little bit second-hand, back out on track, scoring points, but wanting to end the championship, not with the DNF. They want to end it with at least a point on the board here and say, I crossed the line here at MAGNY for round 10 of the season. I mean, this is great.
Yeah, it's not just about scoring and finishing. It's important too, because you cannot drop this week. So whatever points you score, they count. If you get 0 points, that matters. And with only a 24-car field, there's lots of points up for grab. Even if you come in 20th, that could be the difference between finishing 4th in the class for the season and 3rd. If you take a look at Jay Steffi continuing to hold off Tyler Cato. Tyler Cato sending it hard from deep in the back, but Steffi continuing to drive well and holding him off. He's been holding him off basically since lap 1 and staying right in contention with Travis Newsom, only a second now up the road.
I'm sure Tyler is so sick and tired of reading the writing on the back of the Riot machine ahead of him. But also, Travis is going to be looking in his mirror going, right, what can I do? Because his times are not very incredible compared to Jay. I mean, both of them in the 137.228 was Travis Newsom. Jay sitting with a 137.237. So Travis is within arm's reach of Jay and is in a possibility to run into a little bit of a problem here. And remember, if Jay had to fall out for whatever reason and Tyler is able to get ahead of Travis, that's 4 points different that can set up the championship of who comes second.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're going to do. I mean, the teammates have been very cordial as the season has gone on in terms of, oh, you go first and no, you go first. But we're taking a look here on the inside at Seb Gauthier and Felix Feliz continuing their battle, closest battle on track right now. Seb Gauthier in the Porsche, Felix Feliz in the Ford Mustang, folks. These two drivers both having a great battle. In first place, second place in Pro-Am.
And right behind them, Jared Keane and Colin McKenzie slowly but surely reeling both drivers in. Seb's been fishing for inside, outside, trying to see where exactly can he go on by. And also, if he can get Felix Feliz to look in that mirror a little bit more to miss out the apex just somewhere. Brett Thurman dives into the pits as well. So we're starting to see more drivers considering they pit stops with 18 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Who's going to pull the trigger first between each of the drivers? Joshua Chinsky in first, Travis Newsom, Jay Staffy running into the top 3 of Pro, Felix Feliz, Seb and Jared. I mean, take a look, the 3 are running and they can see each other. It's within arm's reach. Jared Keane holds the fastest lap of the race. Who's going to pull the trigger between them to go for the victory here? I mean, this is just one of those moments of, can I get a little bit more out of this tank? Can I go a little bit further? Or is the pit stops going to be a make or break for the championships? I mean, Felix Feliz is hanging as hard as he can on the Mustang, really going and leaning on the tires, trying to find every inch of grip he can. But Seb is just monstrous on the braking compared to the Mustang. He's able to close it down, but the two of them have been keeping each other busy enough that Jared Keane went from a 3-second gap to both our leading Pro-Am cars is now 1.6, 1.7, and he's brought Colin McKenzie along for the ride.
Yeah, well, if I'm Seb Gauthier, I'm really starting to seriously think about coming into the pits and beating Felix Feliz. And speaking coming into the pits, Josh Uchinsky's into the pits, Travis Newsom, Tyler Cato, Seb Gauthier there. I called it there. We're getting a whole bunch of people in the pits. Continuing around though, Jay Steffi now assumes control of this race. Jay Steffi, Felix Feliz, Colin McKenzie all staying out.
I've got to wonder if there was an SRT button, if they push it and everyone came in, because it looks like the entire team, most of the team has dived into the pits. And that does also promote Jack Polyak, Jason Park. They're climbing through the order. But Felix Feliz, thinking that he's got a little bit more room, I'm sure is also sitting with a bit of concern of now he's got to try and make up that time. He's got to open up the distance. Colin McKenzie also keeping the pressure on. He wants to try and see if he can go for a podium spot now. And this is always the hardest part of the race. When you start to see majority of the field dive into the pits, you start to second guess yourself a little bit of, hold on, have I done enough? Joshua Chinsky getting ahead of Travis Newsom and Tyler. Now those three are going to be keeping an eye. But remember, the I-75 Motorsport, as you said, they've been cordial with one another. They've been, okay, you go. But it's a final round. It's a 4-point difference. We've drivers here. The red mist is going to come down. But Jay just enjoying holding on to the lead overall and in class right now and opening up that distance as he pulls into the pits for the Riot team. He will be losing that first place, but man, got to enjoy it while you're out there.
Yeah, Felix Feliz also in. So are you saying that perhaps the I-75 Motorsports team are going to be racing like a Mercedes were racing this weekend in Montreal and just banging fenders? And but here we go. Joshua Chinsky reassuming control of this race and the race lead. We'll see where everybody else shakes out. Just a matter of seconds here, folks. Jay Steffi exiting pit road now. He's ahead of Travis Newsom right now, but is he going to hold on to it? We will find out momentarily. Here we come. Jay Steffi getting the jump. Jay Steffi up to second through outstanding pit stop. Please, Jay, please have enough fuel. Please, please, please.
I mean, this is not what Travis Newsom expected to see. And also Tyler Cato right there. You can't even count out Jason Park, Felix Feliz, Seb Gurche. That has also been a change-up of note. Jason Park is a driver that was in 24th by the end of lap 1. He spun the car out. He's currently in 5th and leading his class with Felix Feliz on the back of him. I mean, yeah. Seb is there, but he still needs to pit. Still a flippin' well drive to go and make up time.
Yeah, he's certainly taking advantage. I mean, that pit stop, it's going to take drivers about 35 seconds from cone to cone. So, unfortunately, Jason Park's going to be moving down, but he certainly had a good recovery effort. But Jay Steffi doing a great job holding off these I-75 Motorsports drivers of Travis Newsom and Tyler Cato. Travis Newsom's 3.2 second gap on Tyler Cato. So, something happened to Tyler there in the pits. Nothing too serious, just it cost him a couple of seconds. But Steffi now over 10 seconds behind Joshua Chinsky, but solidly in second place with a great battle with Travis Newsom.
And take a look at how much they're running out. They are really using every inch of the circuit plus more, just trying to move up through the order. Colin McKenzie, he's on the drive to get past Jared Keane. That third place in the Pro-Am is still alive and well at the moment. We have got some incredible battles. I think the only one that's not fighting out with his class is Andy Mills, but he's still taking the fight to Jack Polyak in the Pro-Am class. So Andy Mills is still leaning on a little bit of pressure there. This is just incredible racing right down to the wire, and it's not done yet. David Bush III is also trying to catch up to Colin McKenzie. We've got so many battles going on, not enough eyes, and it's going to come down to the wire on this one. Who has got the last little bit of stamina for the next 12 minutes to just send it, or it's going to be bin it?
Yeah, I mean, we still got the Irishman Matt Scherf and the Englishman James Hand battling. I mean, that's battling for 12th place. So, like you said, battles all up and down the track. It's week 10, folks. It's the final week. We're at MAGNY Season 5 Throttle Freaks on the Racer Nexus Network.
And with Season 3 open up for signups and the Porsche Cup right here at Throttle Freaks, there's every reason to get back behind the wheel or go and join in with the racing here at Throttle Freaks. And if this doesn't get you wanting to jump back on the wheel, I know Rob Campbell's wanting to jump back behind the wheel. Richard, I'm sure you're also wanting to go and be a part of all the action here. This is incredible stuff. But I mean, we're in for a proper rundown to the wire. Felix Feliz just hanging on ahead of Seb, but only by a fraction. Jay Staffy is taking the fight to I-75 Motorsports and really saying, right, guys, each one of you is going to be able to read the writing on the back and ensure that there's no spelling errors here.
Yeah, Jay Steffi, solid effort. I mean, not surprising that Jay is putting on the performance he is, but it's really impressive holding off two teammates and trying to battle you out. We're going back onto the big screen here. Jay Steffi here, take a look at Travis Newsom getting the car up on two wheels. That's what's all about here, folks. You want to make the fast laps at MAGNY COURS, you gotta use a little bit of the curb and then maybe a little too much. Cars are going to be bouncing and jumping. As long as you've got the front tires back on the ground in time to turn, you've done it well. And thank you very much, Jay, for the little shout out on the rear wing. We appreciate it here at Racer Nexus.
Well, I think it's giving him a little bit of good luck right now. Travis losing a little bit of time on the exit and is starting to lose a little bit more than he had planned. Tyler down to 138.5 on his last lap, so he's really starting to battle with the car. He's actually doing the same times as Felix Feliz, but it's just he's properly fallen off. He sees the two starting to run out, and I think is getting a little bit more content of, okay, I'm in fourth. This has not gone quite to plan. How can I try and get it to the end? I most certainly think both of them are saying, come on, James, just run out of fuel. As we see James Hand, he's going after Matt Sheriff, but he's also got a bit of pressure on the back from Jason Park, who's in 14th position right now, looking at 13. So James Hand's going to be keeping a very close eye on the mirrors, seeing that Jason Park is slowly but surely coming into the fight, and a grand recovery from his part. Matt Sheriff carrying the Busch livery, trying to see if he can make it work out for him as well. This is just turning into a race and a half, but who's got the stamina to the end? It's the final race of the season, and you can be sure every driver is just holding their breath for the next 9 minutes. I hope you got really big lungs, because this is a game set match, as we do see a battle for 5th in class. David Busch III and Brett Thurman fighting out for the pros, and Bad Santa looking to put a bit of pressure on David Busch III at the moment. That Lamborghini not running away from the Mercedes, but also down on the bottom, Felix Feliz, Jared Keane, and Colin McKenzie, all within arm's reach of one another for the Pro-Ams.
Yeah, 4 Pro-Ams, back to back to back. Right now, this is kind of action you want to see. We don't have the biggest field here tonight, 24 cars. When you're this deep into the race, 36 minutes, 4 cars back to back to back as they're coming across the start-finish line. Right now, Felix Feliz leading this pack. They're starting lap 23. We're going to go about 28 laps. We got 8.5 minutes left. It's now or never. There's not that many laps left. One small mistake can cost it all, but Felix Feliz holding on tough right now, leading this huge train behind him. We got Ford, we got Porsche, we got Corvette, we got Acura. We got everybody out here, Steven.
And don't count out David Busch III and Brett Thurman. They're closing up at a rate of knots as well. They can turn this 4-car train into a little bit bigger, as it's got to be Colin McKenzie really late on the brakes. And take a look at the fight behind David Busch III and Brett Thurman into the hairpin, trying to outbrake each other. They see a train ahead of them and going, hold on, we can fight with each other, but there's also a party up front. Let's try and see what we can do here. This is turning into some incredible battles. David Busch III running out a bit wide. Brett Thurman trying to put the big nose of the Mercedes in, trying everything he can to get involved, but unfortunately not having the run. Colin McKenzie having a shot at Jared Keane as well. I mean, this is turning into a monstrous run. Colin utilizing the track plus more, trying to keep onto the back of Jared Keane, who's on a solid defense right now. They're opening up a little bit of a gap between themselves and along with Seb Goodyear and Felix Feliz, who are all onto the back of one another. This is a race and a half. But don't even count out our pros, because Travis Newsom is back on the attack for Jay Staffy as well. I mean, this is second overall, second in class, and for Travis Newsom, this is not what you want to have, considering he's been on the top, well, within the top spot majority of the season, and now Jay, who's had a phenomenal pit stop, managed to outdo the I-75 and still putting in a solid fight till the very end. This is just incredible. This is Throttle Freaks. This is racing.
Yeah, that's for sure. Jay Steffi, Travis Newsom, Tyler Cato, I mean, their best lap, basically indistinguishable. Take a look here. Jared Keane having himself a great, oh my goodness, look at this. Colin McKenzie, the outside, Keane to the inside. McKenzie managing to hold off. I thought Jared Keane now. My goodness, this is what you want to see, folks. Only 6 minutes left. Jared Keane stuffing it up the inside. Colin McKenzie around the outside. We got Acura, we got Corvette, we got everybody out here. We even got the Lambo in behind him, Dave Bush III. Oh my goodness, Jay Steffi getting past here. Travis Newsom diving up the inside. We'll take a little replay here. Jay Steffi going around the outside. It looks like here he's swinging it out. Oh, and he gives him, oh, just sends it up the inside. What a brave move. Smart planted by Travis Newsom. I think he's been plotting that out for a couple of laps, looking to a spot to make a move, because his pace wasn't going to get by Jay Steffi. Hard, tough track to pass. Set him up beautifully, though.
A bait and switch that worked out. Seb keeping the pressure on Felix Feliz just ahead of him. And I do want to go back to way earlier in the season when I got to ask you, what was your favorite of the GT3 cars? And you turned around and said you enjoy the Chev. Well, sitting in third place in the Pro-Am is my favorite versus your favorite, Chevrolet versus Acura. And we haven't heard much from Rob on what his one's going to be, whether it's Porsche or Ford at the moment, that are having a go at one another. And we've got to change up for the Pro-Am as Felix Feliz and Seb trying to outdo one another into the hairpin. But I mean, David Bush III, Brett Thurman also getting involved into the fight as well. This is incredible stuff. But I have to wonder, is Rob Campbell still in the camp of Chevrolet, Ford, Porsche? We're going to join us. Is he going to join us with the Chev?
His opinion does not matter. He's just a producer. He doesn't get to commentate. We'll just decide it for him, Steven, because we know he's not allowed to talk. He doesn't get paid to talk. He's just a button pusher. But I'm going to say he's preferring the Chevy, because we all know what we think of the Mustang. That said, now that I predicted that for Rob, and he hasn't fired me yet, folks, James Hand and Matt Sheriff continuing to battle on. We've got Chevrolet. We've got McLaren. Oh my goodness. Jason Park continuing on his recovery effort in the back behind them. Seeing the Ryder Motorsports driver having a solid effort in his recovery, but that early spin, it cost him way too much time to make any significant gains. But James Hand, independent driver, been independent for a while. The UK driver, always with the track cam, always with the greatest mustache in the league. The Mobile One Hypnominds, a driver continuing on, sitting there in 6th in class, up 4 positions, 13th place overall.
And it's a mistake coming in for Jared Keane. He loses out time. David Bush III and Brett Thurman getting a run on him. Will go around the outside. Jared Keane losing out not just one, but maybe losing out as it's 3 wide into the hairpin. Madness as Brett Thurman tries to throw it around the outside. Absolutely mad. Jared Keane did not want to back out of that. David Bush III and Brett Thurman thought, the hell with it, we're going in. This is absolutely incredible. And Jared Keane went from fighting against Colin McKenzie, now having a brawl out as David Bush III and Brett Thurman. Remember, they're fighting for 5th in their own class, and suddenly it's turning into a world of fights. A top 3 in the Pro-Am, nose to tail between one another as well. This is just madness, but 3 wide into the hairpin, no one wanting to give an inch, and everyone walking away from it. Not often found in any form of motorsport.
Yeah, Team SRT, the SRT black drivers, making a Lambo sandwich. So, producer man not allowed to speak, but he is allowed to type. He's pushing buttons, folks. There's his opinion. I guess he can have that. I mean, way back in the day, we both thought the Corvette was the best GTE car. McLaren didn't have a GT3 car then, so or nothing significant that he'd want to drive. But okay, he's allowed to change his opinion, and since he's the boss, we're not going to disagree with him. James Hand, though, James Hand holding off Jason Park. Jason Park still in that recovery effort. James Hand saying, "You can just stay where you are. I got 6th place in class here. I want to keep it." While that's going on, Travis Newsom got by Jay Steffi a little earlier. He's about 6.5 tenths up. Steffi trying to battle back, but Travis Newsom, now that he's clear, trying to put a little gap on himself. But Jay Steffi, almost 4 seconds back to Tyler Cato. So really, it's a battle for second because Joshua Chinsky, 16 seconds ahead of Travis Newsom in first.
He's looking to go and cement this championship good and proper, as Joshua has been on a stellar drive with 1 minute and 10 seconds to go. This is the final run down to the wire, and everyone trying to give it that last little bit of a push, as he will be starting his final lap of the race, giving it one more shot to see if he can move up and just possibly make it 20 seconds at this stage of the game. Jay, who's put in a monstrous fight and still continuing to do so, has got one more lap to see if he can throw it down the inside of Travis Newsom to try and get that pass done and dusted. But Travis going and looking to win big here tonight, to go and take second over his teammate Tyler Cato. I mean, this has been an incredible season, and it's not done yet. With one final lap to go, we are seeing battles up and down, and not to count out our pro-ams of Felix Feliz, who's got Seb on the back of him, Colin McKenzie, Jared Keane has managed to close up, David Bush III, Brett Thurman, everyone now onto the back of one another with one lap to go. Who has got the confidence to keep it together? Who has got, well, the nerves put to one side? Because this is just game, set, match. This is the final run, and this is where you start getting that twitch on the leg.
Yeah, it's certainly now or never. You take a look here. Felix Feliz doing a good job holding up Seb Gauthier. Seb Gauthier now, though, backing up into Colin McKenzie. So the battle is on, folks. The hunt is on. There's 4 drivers. There's only 3 positions on the podium. On the big screen, though, we're going to Joshua Chinsky. Joshua Chinsky, our race leader, coming around the final chicane. Joshua Chinsky, our pro championship leader, going to solidify his victory tonight.
Joshua Chinsky taking the win. Travis Newsom got a couple of corners to go. Can he hold it all together, as he will come across the line, taking second place in the Pro Championship, second here at MAGNY, just ahead of Jay Staffy. But who has got the Pro-Am? Felix Feliz trying to give it that last little bit of a push. Seb losing a bit of time. Colin McKenzie trying to see if he can out-drag him. But it's Felix Feliz coming across the line. Seb Gauthier, Colin McKenzie, Jared Keane, David Bush III beats up Brett Thurman right down to the wire. Our Pro-Ams had a monstrous battle, but it's going to be Andy Mills with a dominating run in the M division, sitting behind Jack Polyak. He is trying to go and close up that gap. He sees Jack a little bit ahead, but Andy Mills takes the win here. Round 10 of the Throttle Freaks Championship, going and moving up through the points. Andy Mills going to be more than happy with that. Sean Provost going to be also on a stellar run, 17th overall. But he has been going and fighting all season long. What a drive from all our competitors. And I do want to take my hat off to those that still kept going. As Sean Provost comes across the line, you can see how happy he is for the championship. I mean, this was absolutely incredible stuff.
Yeah, it was certainly a exhilarating finale to Season 5. The field wasn't the biggest field, but the racing was certainly very, very close, with the exception of the person in first place, Joshua Chinsky. Certainly shown why he's this season's champion with a drive like that, with a 15.5 second lead at the finish line. But my goodness, the battle between Travis Newsom and Jay Steffi, the battle with Felix Feliz and Seb Gauthier, Colin McKenzie. I mean, we had battles up and down from second place down to 16th place. I mean, there was some good racing all 45 minutes throughout.
And this is what we've come to expect from Throttle Freaks. Fair, fast, and competitive right through the season, and came down to the final race to get it done. But taking a look at our finishing order for pro, it's Joshua Chinsky with a huge lead, 15.6 seconds ahead of Travis Newsom. Jay Saffy fought right down to the end to hold on to that third place. Tyler Cato in fourth. David Bush III beats out Brett Thurman, and Matt Sheriff going and crossing the line in 7th position with a brand new livery and was the hottest charger.
Yeah, in the Pro-Am division, Felix Feliz, strong victory over Seb Goche, applied a tremendous amount of pressure. Right there also was Colin McKenzie. So, wow, what a great battle we had. And you know what? Not too far back, we had a Jared Keane. So Jared Keane also applying the pressure. Hard charger of those. Colin McKenzie, solid race tonight.
Absolutely incredible. But let's take a look at Andy Mills had a clean sweep ahead of David Morse, with Neil Alexander taking third. Cesar Jimenez going and returning after getting T-boned in fourth place. Ian Cabana was out on track as well, returning after his incident. Unfortunately, retirement for Justin Welsh.
Wow, that was exhilarating, and we did it. We survived another season, folks. We did our best. Now we're gonna just wait for our drivers to finish their parade lap and see if we can get into the booth.
I mean, this has been absolutely incredible stuff, and I've got to say, I'm looking forward to having a chat to a number of drivers. One of them, I've got to point out, the Acura beating out the Chev of Jared Keane. Well done to Colin McKenzie. The only Acura.
You mean Honda? You mean Honda? You mean Honda?
Yeah, well, there we go. I'm just trying to correct it. I'll get it wrong for next season. Don't stress.
Oh goodness.
With that being said, Joshua
we got him
into the box.
Yeah, Joshua. Wow. I mean, if you're gonna win the Pro Championship, that's a way to do it.
Yeah, that was it was an awesome race. I mean, this is. I'd probably put this. I'd like to think of it as probably one of my better performances of the season, and it's a track I just love. I didn't actually. It was probably one of my least favorite tracks when I first started learning it. I want to say it was last year of when I participated in Throttle Freaks, but then all of my faster teammates at the time of J.R. Williams and Chris Mercar, they gave me some tips and it fixed everything, and I just fell in love with it. It's such a flowy track once you get the hang of it.
Yeah, and as long as you get that turn 16, 17 chicane sequence, you hit the curbing just right. You hit everything right tonight. 15.5 second victory over Travis Newsom. Basically left no doubt who's the champion. Are we going to see you next season, Joshua?
I would love to say yes. Unfortunately, no. I am in the process of just starting a new job, and I am also about to move from Indiana to Texas. So the sim rig is going to be a part, and I got to get settled in a new city. So I'm taking a season off from league racing, but you better believe I'll be back once I get all settled in, because this is just. It's a great group of guys. I mean, shout out to Travis and to Tyler for the fight this season. I mean, this was incredible. Coming down to the last race with only a 4-point difference between first and second, it was just unbelievable.
Well, it certainly was, and gave us some exciting action to call. We really appreciate it. SRT teams doing quite well and representing and really important in the Throttle Freaks history, and we're glad to see you're part of it. Congratulations, Josh. Anybody you'd like to thank, give a shout out, say your Oscar Award acceptance speech too?
Absolutely. Well, first off, from this race, I want to say shout out to Dave for winning the AM championship. I know he went through a little bit of a rough patch this week. He had to completely wipe his computer, and so all of his settings, both iRacing and Fan Attack, just were completely erased.
Just so you know, we just so you know, Josh, we already called that in the race. No, they had to take his car down to the chassis, rebuild it from scratch, and load all the software is what we called it there.
Yep, they went to the backup car. And then shout out to Seb for his P2. He's just a fantastic racer. I totally think he's going to have a shot at the championship next season in Pro AM. I also want to give a big shout out to my family for just all the support that they give me. It's truly, a lot of people just view this as just playing a video game, but to me it means so much more. I'd like to try and take it from being a hobby to doing this in real life, not necessarily professionally, but still to get out on track. And a lot of people don't take it that seriously when I say it, but they have, and they've kind of embraced the passion that I have for this. I want to give a big shout out to SRT. I know we've always talked about the practices that we put in, but the one thing that I don't talk about that I think is so vital when it comes to teams is the mental aspect of just keeping each other locked in week after week. If somebody has a bad race, just lifting them right back up, being like, hey, let's get back on the sticks the next time around, and we'll improve from there. So it's that mental aspect of just pushing each other to just bounce back is just incredible. Shout out to Throttle Freaks of putting together this series. I mean, it's truly, they have something special here. The participants in this series is just stellar. It's probably some of the best sim racing that I've ever had. And then shout out to you guys with Throttle Freaks of just the time and time again putting in the hard work, this broadcast. I'm looking forward to watching this back. I heard in the post-race briefing between the team that 4th through 9th was separated by like a second. So I'm looking forward to watching that and seeing the chaos back there. But overall, go ahead, Richard.
You're going to see some great racing. You're not going to see yourself a whole lot, Josh. And that's understandable because you just dominated tonight. And we're going to miss you next season. We really hope your move to Texas goes well. You get yourself settled and come back with a vengeance in the fall.
Absolutely. That's the game plan.
All right. Well, congratulations once again. Stellar season. You earned it. You did what you had to do, and you did it well. Josh Ruczynski, our Season 5 champion in Throttle Freaks Professional.
Thanks, guys.
Absolutely wonderful stuff. And that being said, also, we've got to have a chat to a couple of drivers out there. One of them going to be Travis Newsom, 2nd place in the championship. The I-75 managing to get the championship in teams. Travis, how are you feeling after that race? A busy one out there at MAGNY, and so much pressure on the line because it was between you and your teammate for the championship.
Yeah, man, it was a lot of fun. We both had like very little practice on the track, so to put it even, at the sharp end of the field was a win in and of itself. But I kind of knew Josh was just going to drive away, so after that I'm just managing my tires and trying to keep Steffi behind me. Hopefully Tyler could catch up and rattle him a little bit, but it was a fun race.
And between you and Jay, it looked like a monumental battle, as we also see a couple of moments where you're having to catch the car. How was it fighting out with Jay Steffi? And also, were you a little bit caught out by his pit stop by any chance?
Yeah, I didn't know how the fuel was going to go down here. After I pitted, I told Tyler, who's in the Discord with me, I said I could have gone another lap as well. But yeah, he came out ahead of me, and luckily I got the pass on him. I don't know if he had a slowdown at some point or what, but I think I got the pass when he wasn't expecting.
Well, it was incredible bait and switch move from what we could see on the broadcast. Going in, looking back at the championship, all told, how is your feelings about it? And also, are we going to see you next season fighting out for the pro. We've heard Josh Haczynski is not going to be able to make it. Are we going to see a Travis Newsom going to be going and wearing the crown next season?
Yeah, we both, Tyler and I, plan to do GT3 as well as the Porsche Cup, so that'll be fun to do just back-to-back races. But yeah, we're going to be back for sure. It's a fun league all in all, and everybody's super nice and races really well, so, you know, it's a pretty fun spot to be.
And before we let you go to enjoy the celebration, second in the championship, the I-75 getting the championship win as a team, anything you would like to say to everyone out in the virtual grandstands here at Race Nexus, and also to the drivers and teams of Throttle Freaks?
Yeah, everybody who's in the league, it's super fun, driving with you. Tyler, fun teammate. We were back and forth all year. Everybody who's watching, tuning in to the stream or Twitch, appreciate it. And you guys, of course, for putting it on. So we'll be back.
Looking forward to Travis Newsom getting second place in the pro class, second place here tonight, and the I-75 getting the team championship win. I mean, absolutely incredible stuff. But Richard, let's talk to our let's have a chat to Tyler Cato, who's jumped into the box.
How's it going?
Good. And yourself, Tyler? I mean, let's talk about the race. You and Jay fighting down to the wire. How are you feeling after that? And I mean, it was back and forward between the two of you.
It was a lot of fun. Again, came into the pit stop, lost a ton of time, so it was really fun up until that point. We had a couple of good battles and close calls also, so good racing.
But also managing to get third in the pro class, not a bad way to end the season up on the podium.
Yep, not at all. Well, no, I actually didn't place third. Steffi got third this race, guys. I was wondering why you pulled me.
Well, you got third.
For season results. Yeah, sorry. My bad. Yeah, thanks.
Well, it's good to see you going and finding out. And with that being said, anything you would like to just go and look back on the season, something that you could possibly change? I mean, you managed to score points every single round ahead of Travis, who had a non-start in round one. But looking forward to the next season, and we just heard you're also going to be part of not only the GT3, but in the Porsche Cup as well.
Yeah, that's the plan right now. Getting in the season, or middle of the season rather, Summit Point and Spa, if I could have those races back, it would have been a lot closer of a battle between, as far as points go, with Chinsky. But, I mean, it is what it is. Just got to do better next season.
Well, you did fantastic this season, that's for certain. Before we let you go, you might have got a fourth here tonight, but you got the third place across the season. Anything you would like to say to all the drivers and teams here at Throttle Freaks, to all the virtual grandstand of Race Nexus? They got to see you fighting out for the championship and coming right down to the wire.
Yeah, it was mega season. It was just a blast. Everybody was very competitive. And I didn't really see chances of, getting up to the top of the leaderboards, but something clicked and we finally decided to, start putting podiums up on there for results. But yeah, thanks to everybody, Throttle Freaks, you guys, for putting on the broadcast. Also, I-75 is looking for a couple more drivers for next season, so hopefully we can get some more seats filled, and we'll have another team as well. But outside of that, it was a great season. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely well done, Tyler. Phenomenal work. It takes a lot to go and fight it out for 10 rounds, and you did a fantastic job to secure third in the Pro Championship. Well done. Tyler Cato for I-75. That also was part of the Team Championship win, Richard.
Yeah, while that's going on, we've got Jay Steffi in the house. It's been a while, Jay. Solid podium finish tonight. Lots of great battling, lots of TV time for you this evening.
Oh, thank you very much. It was a lot of fun. Tyler and Travis were very, very quick. Apparently, Josh is cheating, but we can't prove it.
Well, we can't prove it, but yeah, I hear what you're saying there, Jay. I got to admit, you had me worried when you jumped Travis in the pits. Were you worried that you had enough fuel? I know it's been kind of your nemesis a little bit this season. Did you have to save it all at the end, or how were you?
I had a whole extra lap at the end.
Look at that. Hey, that's the way you want to finish a season. You came out strong. You qualified well. You jumped Travis in the pit. You held him off forever until he made that. I mean, it caught us off guard in the broadcast booth when he made that move. I'm guessing it caught you off guard. But, man, that was some great entertaining racing. It must have been exciting to be in the driver's seat.
It was. I was heart in the throat the whole time. My best finish ever in Throttle Freaks Racing Pro Division, so I'm quite proud of myself.
Yeah, well, and you should be. I mean, you really should be. I'm not just blowing smoke here, Jay. I wanted to make sure I got to interview because we've been watching you for a long time. This season in the Pro Division, you haven't. I don't remember you being in the booth. If it was maybe once earlier on. And it's nice to see you back here, and a nice way to finish off the season. Are we going to see you next season?
I'm going to try it for both GT3 and P-Cup. So maybe in GT3 P-Cup, I'm going to get my ass handed to me probably.
Well, there's only one way to know. You gotta hop in the driver's seat and experience it. Well,
true.
The Riot Motorsports North driver Jay Steffi, he got third place overall tonight. Third place in class in the Pro Division. His best effort thus far in Throttle Freaks. Jay, anybody you'd like to thank or give a shout out to tonight?
As always, my teammates, you guys for broadcasting. It's always a highlight of my week to rewatch the broadcast. And my beautiful wife, she's always patient with me, so I get to have my fun, and she doesn't give me a hard time about it. So she's the best.
That's what we love. Supportive spouses, folks. Jay Steffi, third place this evening. We're going to see him back next season driving the Porsche.
Thanks, guys.
Absolutely incredible stuff. And that being said, it's time for our Pro-Am champion, the Mustang at the top, that had to brawl it out. Felix Feliz, a race win for the Pro-Am class here in round 10. A championship secured, and SGE Esports going and fighting to see the top. Felix, how are you feeling after tonight? It was a 4-car to 5-car to 6-car, and it was a battle between yourself and Seb for the championship right down to the wire.
First of all, I got to give a shout out to Seb, man. He took it right down to the wire. But yeah, I'm feeling great. Love the Mustang. American muscle, baby. American muscle. So it's been a great season. You guys have done a great job. I enjoy watching the broadcast. Man, I love this league. So yeah.
To think of the finishing order behind you, 0.2 of a second was Seb behind you. Colin McKenzie was 0.4 of a second. Jared Keane, 0.9. How was it just seeing the train behind you and knowing that you're going to have to get so defensive towards the end? And then you suddenly had Brett Thurman and David Bush III coming in for the fight as well. I'm sure it was a bit of a take a deep breath and wait to see what happens, or was it just keep calm, don't worry about it, don't look in the rearview mirror, don't panic?
Yeah, I figured as long as I got a good launch before the straight for the hairpin, I was good, because I felt that was the only passing opportunity for Seb. So as long as I had a really good exit off of the previous corner, I could maintain position. Other than that, man, those guys, they kept me honest. I was sweating bullets the entire race. It was fun. I loved it. Completely enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Well, before we let you go to enjoy the celebration for not only a championship done and dusted, but a phenomenal race, are we going to see you back next season? Are you going to be jumping into the Porsche Cup here at Throttle Freaks? And are you going to be looking to defend your crown next season?
Unfortunately, guys, I've got to do quite a bit of traveling next season, so I won't be able to defend my title. But I'll be doing a few races. Not the P Cup though, not the Porsche Cup, unfortunately. So, but yeah, you guys will see me next season.
And we hope to see some SGE esports joining in as well. Before we let you go, anything you would like to go and say to everyone here at Throttle Freaks, the drivers and teams you got to compete with all season, and to everyone out in the virtual grandstands as well?
Yeah, I want to thank the admins, right? The guys that put the Throttle Freaks League together. You guys did an amazing job. Also, you guys in the booth, amazing broadcast. Thoroughly enjoy watching the race, and hopefully my teammates will be back. Maybe not next season, but the season after, once I stop my my traveling. But yeah, and of course the rest of the guys. You guys kept me honest, made it fun, kept it clean but hard racing, and of course I got to give a shout out to my wife and my number one fan, my daughter Zoe. But yeah, guys, thank you.
Absolutely well done. Felix Flees of SGE Esports going and taking first in the Pro-Am here tonight, but also first in the championship. Absolutely great stuff. But Richard, you managed to get hold of David Morse.
David
guys.
Morse, the man, had to take the car apart down to the chassis, take it all apart, and build it back together, load all the software in it, get it all working, and came back second and solidified your championship. Congratulations.
That was the most stressful week ever, between support with Fanatec and just everything. It was a nightmare. And it felt like I was racing the minivan, but that minivan held on, and I landed second in AM tonight, which I don't get, but congrats to Andy on the win.
Yeah, Andy had a solid effort, and you did what you needed to do. You came in, you scored some points, and you kept it together. And man, I think you might be moving on up there, David.
I think so. I was telling the guys, my last driving championship was in the late 90s in a kart. So I've not had a driver's championship in just a couple of years.
Well, it's what you know. What's a couple of decades here or there? We're not
easy.
counting. And hey, I can say these things because I am probably one of the elder statesmen of this league, even though they don't let me drive in it because I wouldn't pass a driver's test. I assume you're going to be back with us next season, David?
Absolutely. I'll be getting some new hardware and then getting things solidified so I don't have to race a minivan anymore.
So you're going to be running GT3. Are you going to try out the P Cup, or is it just a GT3? Are you just sticking with the GT3?
No, I spend a lot of time preparing. I can't prepare for both, and I find the Porsche to be very difficult to drive.
Well, David Morse, we've been following your trials and tribulations for a number of seasons, even before we started broadcasting, because we used to race with you. Rob and I did back in the day, and man, oh man, it's nice to see how you progressed. Your work with the SRT team, which you're a big part of helping organize all that. It's certainly paid off. We're looking forward to seeing what you can do next season, David. Congratulations on this season. Anybody you'd like to thank or shout out?
Yeah, to Jared, Brett, Jack, Jacob, Andy, Josh, Caleb, and Sean. Just amazing support. And then also to Ian, Dave Jensen, Caleb Sellner, and Cesar Jimenez for keeping me honest all year.
Yeah, well, that's
and you
that's
guys
one thing,
for the
David,
great broadcast. I'm gonna have a Crown Royal tonight when I watch the broadcast.
Hey, who's saying I'm not having one right now? One thing David always does is get. Yeah, there we go. He always gives a shout out to the other AM drivers. It's nice to see that. There's racing all up and down in the. It doesn't matter what your pace is. There's somebody to race here at Throttle Freaks, and that's what makes the racing so much fun. David, congratulations. We will see you next season.
All right, thanks to you guys and Throttle Freaks for hosting. We'll see you next year in the Pro-Ams.
Awesome. Congratulations on the presumed promotion. Good night now, David.
Thanks, guys.
And rounding out our interviews, Andy Mills taking the victory here tonight in the GT3M. Andy, what a drive to see the final checkered flag of the season, to get the win in the AM for round 10. How are you feeling after that performance, and also keeping the pressure on Jack Polyak ahead in the BMW?
Oh yeah, Jack and I had a good fight. Thanks, guys. Yeah, it was a bit of a rushed one. I last minute went up to see the F1 race in Canada, and I only came home around 6 p.m. tonight. I had a little practice last week, but not the usual practice with the SRT guys. And, you know, this track kind of fits me. Really enjoyed the flowy nature of it, the fast circuit that it is. And, yeah, between this, St. Pete, Fuji, I missed Adelaide, but it was a great season for these, like, short, flowy tracks. A lot of fun.
Well, you got to go and really think out of the box here tonight. What was the game plan coming into pit strategy to stay ahead of the pack? And did you come in with a plan and it all of a sudden got changed?
No, I did not come in with a plan. I will tell you this. I went into practice today and I felt fast and I changed the car. And then I said, guys, did the track get that much hotter? I am so slow. I'm slipping all around. Jack jumped in practice and he said, Andy, why are you on wet tires? And I said, I have no idea why I'm on wet tires. So I accidentally slipped on the wets, had no idea, got out of the wets, felt better, but I went into qualifying and I just kept getting slowdown after slowdown. I was trying to push too hard. And I think I like qualified, I don't know, third from last. So it sucked in that regard. And I knew I had some work to do, and there was some carnage up ahead. So I tried to stay clean. It was a little rough early on, and then I stuck to it. And in fact, I just had a lot of fun keeping up with Jack at the end and getting a little racy with him. But at that point, I was ahead in the amateur, and there was no reason to get too crazy and lose a win there.
Well, it was still a spectacular race, and to hear that you practiced on wet tires, it all was going a little bit awry, but managing to get the victory here tonight, that's the best part.
Well, guys, if it rained, I would have been fine. I would have been really good.
There we go. There we go. That's what we love.
Love it, Andy.
Preemptive practice. Gotta love it. Looking back at the season, anything you would like to give a shout out to the drivers and teams you got to race against this entire season here at Throttle Freaks, to everyone out in the VIP grandstands that cheered you along, and I'm sure you're looking to take the fight to the Pro-Am next season.
Well, I don't think I'll make it up to Pro-Am. If I do, I would be surprised. But I'll stick in amateur probably. I had a bit of a rough season because I traveled a lot for work this year and I missed 4 races. It killed me. Otherwise, I think I had 6 races. I had 5 top 5s, 2 wins. It wasn't stellar. I was learning a lot from my team. So I'm really excited next season to see what I can put together and see if we can't, go for the podium. And yeah, I mean, I'll enjoy getting better with you guys and having these great Tuesday nights.
And are you going to be racing in the Porsche Cup as well? I mean, you've driven the GT3. It's just slightly less aerodynamic for the Porsche Cup, but a whole lot
looser. A little looser. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to stick to GT3. I would love to race both. I don't know. I guess I'm undecided at this point, but I'll probably be just GT3 and see where that takes me.
Well, it's still an absolute great one to see. And Andy, well done on a great season. And it been a little bit of a hit and miss with some of the races, but managing to get the final checkered flag of the season here at one of the most technical courses we're going to recall. Well done. And you have done the SRT team proud. Well done on the effort.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate all your hard work and putting the broadcast on. Looking forward to next season already. Can't wait to see the schedule. Can't wait to get going. I can't believe I have to wait until what? We've got another month maybe, but I'll be seeing you guys soon. Appreciate all the work you do.
Absolutely wonderful. We're looking forward to having a chat with you. Animals managing to get the race win here tonight for round 10 at Throttle Freaks GT3 Championship. Richard, it has been a season and a half, and it ended on an absolute high. I mean, some incredible racing out there, some dominant performances, but man, oh man, I'm excited. Can we just start the next season right now?
Well, we'd love to, but unfortunately, there's going to be a few weeks off, and man, oh man, Season 5 didn't disappoint, folks. Throttle Freaks and know what they're doing. If you want some of the best GT3 racing, get yourself on over to the Discord, sign up, get yourself registered, come on out. We've got the next season underway in just a few weeks. 10 weeks of racing on some of the most fabulous tracks on the iRacing service.
Absolutely great stuff. And folks, thank you so much for joining us here at Throttle Freaks. Thank you to all the drivers and teams joining us here at Throttle Freaks, and the admin working frantic in the background to keep the season going. It has been a great one. 10 rounds of some phenomenal racing, and a massive shout out has to go to Rob Campbell in our production, pushing all the buttons, whether it's the commentators' buttons or the computer's buttons. He's done all the hard work behind the scenes, giving the great overlays.
That's for sure.
I'd like to say a special thank you to Richard Swindells for having me on the mic with him. Richard, it's been an honor to be on the mic with you this majority of the season. After making a little bit of a whoopsie daisy, you invited me into the box, and sorry to stick around, and I think I'm going to be around a little bit longer as well.
Yeah, we accidentally forgot to lock the door, folks. That's what happens. Make sure you lock your doors. You may think you're in a safe neighborhood, but you're not. Steven, it's been a pleasure. Rob Campbell, always introducing a new and exciting graphics and little features here on the broadcast. Doing a great job as always. Track cams for Gourmets, Track Cams 22. They're the ones who come out with the great cameras for us. Apex Sim Racing, one of our sponsors here at Racer Nexus. On behalf of Rob Campbell and Steve Kernick, I'm Richard Swindells. Racer Nexus, thanks you for having us here at Throttle Freaks. We'll see you again next season.